Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Today we are going to be making the forest, another area to grind out, get some levels, get some XP, and some sweet gold. So you can see we're making a forest map, and we're going to make this rather large. We're going to make this 100 by 100. And we are going to click the specify battle background, and we're just going to select the forest background. We're going to have an encounter every 30 steps. And this time we're going to have orcs. But not only are we going to have orcs, we're going to have a troop which is a mix of multiple enemies. So here you can see we've just created a simple dungeon with a grass texture and wooded texture. Doesn't look very good, but it will do for now. And we're just going to create our quick creation. Transfer us into here. Direction facing right. And now we want to create a mixed troop. So what we're going to want to do is go into the database and select troops. We're going to change maximum. We're just going to add one more. And we're just going to call this mixed. So we're going to add a bat, we're going to add a slime, we're going to add another bat, and we're going to add one orc. So that's going to be our first mixed group. We're just going to call this mixed one actually. And let's just change maximum again and make another one. So we've got 2 bats and 2 slimes. Excellent, and let's go back into our map and click edit, changing the troops. We're going to change the orc out for our mixed one, and we're going to have mixed 2 with an encounter every 30 steps. Very large map, but the reward will be worth it. Okay, so here we're going to add a boss, and we're actually going to create a new boss. So let's head over to our database and create a new enemy. We're going to add a behemoth, and as you can see there is a hue slider, so you can change the colours of any actors or creatures or monsters you want. We're going to have him bluish. That seems pretty cool. It's going to be named Behemoth. He's going to have 1000 HP. And his attack's going to be 20. And he's going to drop a stimulant, as well as a potion. We are going to get 1000 XP for killing him, as well as 200 gold. Not only that, but let's actually add our enemies to drop XP. Okay, so now we've added some rewards into our enemies. We can also add in some drop items and give them a probability of 1 in 10. Give that one a probability of 1 in 20, and you're going to have a probability of 1 in 10 too. So now we've added a new enemy, which is going to be our boss for this forest here, and they're going to drop a decent amount of XP, as well as adding XP and gold rewards for our other enemies. As you can see, bad guy is still set to insanely high rewards as well as insanely high HP. We're going to leave that for now. We'll come back to that later. So now we've added our new enemy, the behemoth. We need to add him into a troop. So let's change maximum again to 8 and select our behemoth. Excellent. So now we have that new troop. We can go over to our new events and select battle processing. Scroll on down to our behemoth. Okay, so now we have our battle processing, which will spawn in our boss, and that's going to be on player touch. And again, we're going to do our simple control self switch. We're going to turn that on, create a new event page, and select that to self switch A, so this will only play once. And we can change some parameters here within our enemies. We can give this enemy a trait, we can give this a collapse effect of boss, and we can also give it a party ability of double gold or double item drop. Let's go for double item drop. And within our system settings here, as you can see, we can actually have event commands within a troop. So because this is a boss, we want different battle music. Now this is the default. But we're going to change that to something else, something a bit more boss-like. That sounds awesome. Let's select this one. Click OK. And now we know that we can have different battle background music for different troops. Awesome. Select OK. And now we have our nice boss. And let's have some rewards for killing this boss. So let's go to quick event, go for treasure, and we're going to get some gold. And we're going to get some potions too. Let's say we wanted more than one potion. We can always do that if we just select our chest and select the change items potion +1. If we press spacebar on that, we're going to increase by 10. So we're going to get 10 potions for that chest. Excellent. And we also want a way out of here, so let's do that now. Let's go over to our tile set. We're just going to create a rope, something simple. And we're going to create a quick event transfer, and this is just going to transfer us out of the forest. So now we have our forest generated with lots of enemies to get rid of. However, we might want to save before we get to the boss. So let's add a new save state. We're going to add it here in this room. Okay, so we used the cross last time for our save station, so let's add that in again and create a new event. Head on over under system settings, change save access to enable, and we want to open the save screen. We want to disable it again afterwards. So there we have it, we have our forest, which was just generated by a dungeon, and we have a boss using battle processing, and that boss also has some set parameters where we change the background music, and we've also given him rewards such as XP and gold and drop items. We've also changed his traits of him collapsing like a boss, so after he dies he fades away like a boss, and there's also a double item drop. So let's hit OK and let's test this dungeon. And as you can see, since we added XP to the enemies and gold, Harold's party was victorious, and we've got 140 XP and 50 gold, which also allowed us to level up. That's excellent, which will make taking on this boss even easier. Okay, so before we were so rudely interrupted by these nasty enemies once again, we managed to actually find some items, and that's due to the probabilities that we set it at. Excellent, and we leveled up once again. Let's just save our game. Excellent, and let's test out this new boss that we created. Hello, I have come to interrupt you midway through the video to ask for some feedback and some suggestions down in the comments below. Anything that you would like me to do in a future video, just let me know and I would gladly reply and would love to make a video about it. So anyways, thank you very much for watching. I'll let you continue on with the video, and like and subscribe if you enjoy. So as you can see, the hue of him is changed due to us changing it. He appears to be doing 0 damage. I can't quite remember if I had set the damage on him, but we can check that afterwards. But that's the boss fade out, you know, the boss death, which we changed. We also got 1000 XP and 200 gold, and a stimulant and a potion. And that allowed us to level up all the way to level 6. That's amazing. So we've taken care of that boss. We managed to get a potion and gold, and as you can see, the boss no longer triggers because of our self switches, and we can go ahead and leave. But let's find out why he was doing 0 damage. So let's head on over to our database, and we can see we have an attack of 20, and our parameters here, we have a hit rate of 95%. We can change that. If we press this space, if we double click this and just change that to 100, then we know for sure this enemy is going to hit us 100% of the time. Now we can also change some attacks, like give him some darkness attacks. We can raise his attack damage in here. We can give him some MP. and we can raise his luck a little. And we can give him a new skill over here. Let's give him a double attack with a rating of 10. Let's give him a double attack, and we can have a condition on this skill. So we can have always, so he's always going to use it. We can do it on a turn, or when HP reaches 50%. So 50 to 100%, so if our enemy's at 100% health, he's going to use it. If he's at 50% health, he's going to use it. If he's below 50%, he's not going to use it. So let's change that. Let's go from 0 to 50. So the weaker he gets, the stronger he gets. And just for good measure, we can have him heal. And that's not a good thing. And we can use this on a turn basis. So let's use this on turn 5 plus 5. So every 5 turns, he's going to heal. So click apply and OK, and let's test out our new boss. Okay, so it's spawned in our boss here, and because we hit new game, we are level 1 again, so we're going to do a lot less damage than we did last time. And as you can see, he does a lot of damage. So very often we're going to be healing within this boss fight. And obviously, when you're creating your game, you're going to want to tweak around with these parameters and make sure they're correct for your game. And that's something that will take a while to get right. But yeah, he's a very powerful boss, and he can very easily just take us out if we're not careful. So yeah, now it seems more like a boss fight, and you know, he almost took out some of our members, but we got him in the end. So he was victorious. We got XP and gold, we found a stimulant and potion, and we leveled all the way up to level 5, which is pretty good. And then of course we have our chests and our exit here. So now we have yet again another way to level up to finally take on this, you know, the bad guy, the big bad guy. After leveling up and grinding in these areas, we can go and take him on, and that shouldn't be a problem. But we actually want this to be a quest. So here's how we implement the QuestLogs from those plugins we mentioned last time. So head on over to where you have saved your plugins, and we just want to Control-C to copy the Quest Journal plugin. And within your game folder that you're creating, you want to head to JS, Plugins, and Control-V to paste it. And once we have that, if we head over to the jigsaw icon, select the new plugin, which is the Quest Journal. And here you see there are a lot of parameters on the right, and we have some information here on the left. And as it states here, must be using MV 1.5 or above. Now at this point, that's totally fine. That's not an issue. So let's add in some quests here. So we're going to go over to title, and we're going to name this Defeat the Dungeon Boss. And this is going to be a main quest. Difficulty medium. And we can even have it set from an NPC. So we could give the NPC name of Old Fighter. Give this a location name of Dungeon. And we even have descriptions to add in here. We're not going to add any descriptions because it's pretty self-explanatory. And we also have a rewards list. So let's add in some rewards here. Potion times 5 and ether times 3, that's fine. And there we have a main quest, a medium difficulty quest given by an old fighter, and it's to defeat the dungeon boss. So now we have our quest journal. We're going to add in the NPC who gives us the quest. So we're going to go into Overworld, and we're just going to have an NPC here. And it's going to be this old man, and he's going to give us the quest. So here we have the quest text. We're just going to make sure this is all lined up perfectly. Again, this black line will cut off text. So, please can you take care of that horrible creature in that dungeon over there by those mountains? He keeps causing a ruckus and killing passerbys. Okay, so as you see here, we've added some quest objectives. The first objective we have is to head to the dungeon, and the second objective is to kill the dungeon boss. As you can see here on the left, we have our plug-in commands, and this will be how we make the quest system and the quest journal actually work in our game. And all these commands here would be what you implement into an event. So we have quest journal open, opens the quest journal system menu with no quest selected. quest journal open to X. Replace X with the quest ID you wish to open. It's pretty straightforward. So we want to use the quest add X function because we want to talk to this old man and he's going to say, hey, I have a quest for you. So that's what we're going to implement now. So here we are in our game, and you can see if we hit the menu button, we have quests here. Now it's a new feature due to that plugin. We have available, completed, failed, and all quests, and these are all changeable and all customizable. And we have this old man here. If we talk to, he says, "Please, can you take care of that horrible creature in the? Please, can you take care of that horrible creature in that dungeon over there by those mountains? He keeps causing a ruckus and killing passerbys." And now if we head over to our quests, you can see that we have a main quest, which is defeat the dungeon boss. Level medium from old fighter, location dungeon. Yeah, we haven't actually changed the description, but now we have a quest. If we head on over to our dungeon, now what we can do in our dungeon level 3 is, remember we had it on region 1 for our boss. Now that will spawn another boss and another boss if you keep walking around in circles. You know, that can be changed and tweaked with, but we're going to leave that as is, and we're just going to add it to this event here. We're just going to add a plugin command. Okay, so if we head on over to our plugin here, our quest journal, and we just take a look at our commands that we could use, we have quest add, but let's say we want to complete it. So we simply used quest set completed, and then X is the integer that we have here, like quest 1, 2, 3, 4. So quest set completed 1, and we're just gonna add that on this trigger point here, because guaranteed if you walk into this room and try and get these chests, you're gonna fight the boss anyway. But that's just because we've set it with regions and not battle processing, but that's completely fine. So we're just going to head over to this event, and we're going to go to plugin command. We're going to type in quest set completed 1, and if we go head on over to the overworld, you can see here our plugin command here is just quest add 1, and let's just make sure we've got the syntax correct. So quest set completed has to be capital letters, so let's just change that, spacebar to edit. And let's just change that to capitals. And let's say we want this guy to understand that we've completed it and give us a new quest. So let's just create a new event page. We're going to have this do self switch A, and we're going to do control self switches A turned on. And on this event page, he's going to give us some more text. So we can say, you got rid of that big monster, fantastic. And he's also going to say, hey, I have another quest for you. There is another big monster in that forest over there. Can you defeat him? I've done this in a weird order because I already figured what I was going to do before, but hey ho, we're going to do a conditional branch. So we're going to set this to variable, and we're going to create a new variable here, and we're just going to say quest 1. So if quest 1 is equal to 1, then this guy is going to say this text here. So if quest 1 equals 1, text, you got rid of that big monster, fantastic, hey, I have another quest. And then we're going to go into plugin command, quest add 2, else, hey, you should really work on that dungeon monster. So to recap, we've added quests in the plugins, and we have this guy who says, please can you take care of that horrible creature in the dungeon? And he's going to give us a new quest. And then we're switching Control Self Switch A on, which no longer runs this text and heads on over to this page. And he's going to say, if quest 1 equals 1, which we haven't set up yet, but we're going to set this to 1 if it's completed and 0 if it's not. So if quest 1 equals 1, hey, you got rid of that big monster, fantastic. He's going to say, hey, I have another quest for you. There is another big monster in that forest over there, can you defeat him? However, if you have not completed that quest, he's going to skip this and say, hey, you should really work on that dungeon monster. So if we've completed the previous quest, he gives us another one. If not, he's going to recap us and say, hey, do that quest first. So let's go ahead and add that new quest. So head on over to Quest Journal, on over to Quest 2, and we're going to call this Forest Behemoth. It's going to be a main quest. Difficulty hard, from old fighter. Location name forest. And you know, we can even add a description on this one. We can just say, defeat the forest behemoth. And we're not going to change the rest of that, we're just going to leave it like that. And let's head on over to our dungeon. Now we have our quest set 1 completed. We have our quest set completed 1, which is, you know, that quest that's completed. But here we want to control our variables. We're going to go to quest 1, and we're going to give it a constant of 1. So we're setting what our variable is. In theory, when we walk into this room, we're going to fight the boss due to our region setting and our encounter frequency. And after we fight the guy, we have to leave, which is this transfer event, which will set our quest as completed and will also set our variable. Now, the thing about setting that variable is it allows this guy to understand that quest 1 equals 1, because it's now been set to 1. So let's see if this all works. Let's save our project and play a game. So he's going to say, please can you take care of that horrible creature in the dungeon over there by these mountains? He keeps causing a ruckus and killing passerbys. And we select him again. He says, hey, you should really work on that dungeon monster. And he will keep saying that because our quest 1 variable is set to 0. It is not equal to 1, which it needs to be to understand that that quest has been completed. So let's quickly kill that dungeon boss. Okay, so this is our boss arena, and we have our chests here, and we have set it as region based. So it's not an automatic pop-up for a boss like a specific area. It's more like that entire area can spawn a boss. Obviously, it's not the right way to do it. If I were to personally make a boss arena, it would be a specific point I want that boss to spawn, and I want it to spawn there exactly, not a chance. You want it like 100% spawn there. So, and you can have that as, you know, play a touch event. Anyway, let's fight this boss. So there we go, we beat the boss, leveled up, and as we exit, that has now set that variable to equal 1. So if we go to speak to this old guy again, you got rid of that big monster, fantastic. Hey, I have another quest for you. There is another big monster in that forest over there, can you defeat him? And of course he will continue saying that. But if we head on over to our quest status, you can see we have we've defeated the dungeon boss, and available we have Forest Behemoth. So that's how you implement quests into RPG Maker using yanfly's Quest Journal plugin. Again, you know, I'm going to keep saying this, but it's only $5 for every plugin yanfly has made. Worth it in my book, it really is. I mean, this is all customizable. You can change colors, you know, you can move them around. You can really customize it to how you want it, but without the hassle of actually figuring out how to code this into it. So that's going to be it for today. We have implemented quests and bosses as well as rewards. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. And if you have any feedback, or you want something specific, like any suggestions, leave them down in the comments below. I'll check them out, and yeah, thank you for watching. See ya.